Hello everybody, my name is Chris and welcome back to more Outer Wilds. So, we did a pretty decent amount of things last time. And at the same time, we got entangled in some interesting situations, all part of all part of the adventure, right? It raised a lot of questions, as it always does. Raises questions, answers a few things, then adds five more questions on top of that. Right, and what a time. Now, real quick, before we get too into it, for the sake of kind of trying to be more consistent, I've taken some time to kind of go sort through everything, both in and off the channel related, and kind of plan on trying to have more episodes per week of the game, and not have so many unpredictable gaps in between. And so I'm for maybe like this episode, maybe the next one, and I'll gauge it from there. Probably stick to these maybe like hour and a half ish videos, because then I think that'll allow my schedule to be able to to I'll be able to fit in more episodes more consistently that way. So I know it's not as exciting as what I would like to do, which is to just sit here for 4 hours in a single video that I totally easily could do with no problem at all. But for the sake of consistency, I feel like it's a good idea. Now, last time, we ended up on the sun station. We ended up on the sun station, which was really, really cool. It was very neat, right? It being this, all the speculation that I had for the sun station, um, didn't actually end up being true. Not really, not literally, right? Because I was like, oh, is this thing, siphoning the energy from the sun and then, sending it to the Ash Twin project, like powering it that way? Because I mean, that's a lot of energy. That didn't end up being true. And then I was like, oh, what if it was just causing it to age rapidly, be older than we thought it would? And it's like, no, it's not that. If anything, it was actually designed to destroy the sun. It was designed to make the sun essentially go, you know, supernova. And it failed. It didn't work. The Nomai tried to have it do that, and it didn't succeed. And so that conclusion was like, oh, okay. So not only is it not their fault the sun's blowing up, they tried, but it's not what's happening. And it kind of falls back to you know what we learned from Chert, and also everything we talked about last time, which is, you know, maybe this is just the way that it goes. Because we learned that the sun is actually at the end of its natural life. It's the end of its natural life. Yep. So at that point, I mean, what can you do? What can we do? And I think I mean, in a way, it's both the question and not the question at the same time. Because it's inevitable. It's not something you can change. It's not something you can fix. It's like, the sun's gonna blow up. What do we do? There's nothing you can do. That's just it just is. Right? And it seems to be the case with this. That's only one thing. We still haven't figured out what the Astron project actually is. We have a lot of speculation. We have a lot of information. There's a few things. We still need to look into. A big one was this one. The Stranger. The Stranger. This was that mysterious location that we were in the lighthouse. We looked at the photographs of, and it was just that one angle. You could see like a black sphere in front of the sun. And so we ended up finding that too. And that is a crazy place that I think is going to require a lot of digging into. And so I think for at least a little bit, I'm going to hold off on the stranger, only because it is big. It is big. There's a lot going on there. And I don't want to go bouncing between, like, oh, we go to Timberhearth again, a little bit of stranger. Go to Giant's Deep. I don't think we need to, but you know what I mean, conceptually. Go to Giant's Deep, then back to the stranger, then Ember Twins, Ash Twin, back to the stranger. I think bouncing around wouldn't be able to cover a lot of anything very, very well. And it would feel very forced, I think. It would feel very much like, oh, I have to explore the stranger right now. I have to do this. Where there's already a few things that we're going to explore. And we'll all get to everything in time. The interloper, however, is very interesting. Learning at its core that it housed essentially the crystalline egg flower. It looked like a flower, right? But essentially it's like a bulb full of the ghost matter crystals, right? And from when they discovered it, right? Clary, the nomad that stayed behind, lost contact with the other two after they descended below the interloper's surface. So we know Clary, none of them made it. They all unfortunately died. They all died. The only thing is, the rupture didn't happen until they were there. Right? Lethal and under extreme pressure. The exotic matter would expand rapidly, blanketing the solar system almost instantaneously. Right, they say near a large ruptured stone that looks like it exploded from the inside. Right, so at some point, this thing was whole. It burst because of the pressure. All the other crystals inside it are under the same amount of pressure. All of the ghost matter crystals we've seen everywhere are from the interloper. The interloper brought them to this galaxy. And of course, in some places where there are the crystals, but there is no ghost matter, either means that those crystals haven't ruptured yet, or they did rupture and maybe the matter dissipated or moved on. Either or. Right, but we know the three of them that landed the shuttle on there didn't make it. Not at all. So it is a tragic thing. But it is something that we have learned about our galaxy. And I mean, it's also the unfortunate cost of exploration, right? Isn't it? Because you look into it, only for, well, more or less only for you to end up in a dangerous situation. Which, to be fair, is kind of like the way we've kind of gotten into in a certain ways. I mean, I've flown directly into the sun a few times by accident. But then again, who hasn't, right? And I mean, if we weren't a time loop, that would be one hell of a short expedition. That's for sure. But we're gonna go back to the twins, right? Because I want to go to Ash Twin. Because on there's the towers. I don't know why I'm chasing it. I might as well I should just go the opposite way. It'll come to me. Like, what are we doing? Because the tower's on there, we got some hands-on, more direct hands-on experience with the warp technology that they created, and how, in basically, we learned from like the Whitehole station way back when how the alignment works, and apparently it works like that with with the Sun Station, and well, I guess not just the Sun Station, but anywhere they establish the warps. And so there's another tower on here that I'm curious to try. My God. This is like the hardest thing for me right now. What? Because on the Ash Twin, there are towers that go to various planets. One of those towers, in particular, goes to Brittle Hollow. Now, there's a number of reasons why I want to check that out. One of those reasons being that I'm curious where that puts us out, where that kind of spits us out on the planet in Brittle Hollow, as well as we went through the well, we have an idea of where the other towers go. There's one for the twins too, which is, that's a curious one. I wonder what that could be. Like, where would that just send us straight over there? Because this one took us to the Sun Station, which is great. Happy about that. But there's... And it takes some time to unbury them. But I'm curious about... the others. Because there's like this one. Right, which is like broken. Let's say for the sake of height. Because I don't want to get too... I don't get too far. This is one of the ones. As the sand goes down enough. Right, because each tower like physically represents where the warp is connected to. And so this one in particular, right, I'm imagining is the... Because it's the two towers and the bridge, so I'm imagining it represents the twins. So, theoretically... Okay. Alright. It's gonna take a little bit. It's not gonna be that easy. Damn, how tricky. I gotta resist the pull. Oh. I gotta resist. Okay, so if I'm correct, Right, we're low on fuel. So it's not like it's not ideal. Right, it's just like, that's broken. This one's not broken. But which one represents which? I don't know. I'm curious to try this one out. I have an idea. Because I want to try this one out of curiosity. It's all out of curiosity, honestly. But it's this, and then I want to do the Brittle Hollow one. Oh, jeez. Okay. Gotta resist with the thrusters. It's the only way. Oh, nope, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Alright, so... Oh, jeez. Come on. The gravity. It's like, come on to me, not come on to the game. I know this is... Is that right? So... Okay, maybe... I don't know, I was just so confident about that. Maybe I gotta do the one, maybe I do have to do the one that's not broken. Alright, because if I keep getting sucked out of the roof, maybe don't go to the one that has a roof. Okay. I theorize that this one is Brittle Hollows because of the shape. Right, that, and also the process of elimination with the other ones being very much designed very clearly. The other planets. Fuck yeah, it did. Oh my god, yes. Science. Fuck yeah, science. Crazy. Okay, so if we can somehow get here early, as early as possible, before the planet starts to break apart. This is interesting. Departure time 733-73707. Arrival time 733-73706. It's a 1 second difference. Not just a difference, but it's a negative difference. Return warp status charged up on warp receiver platform to activate return warp. Black hole forge left 30 meters. Hell yeah. Okay. I was going to outwardly theorize. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Wait. I was gonna theorize. I was gonna. Oh, jeez. I was gonna theorize that the Black Hole Forge might possibly be on Brittle Hollow. Because what we know of this tower here at the White Hole Station, this was the blueprint, essentially, that they used to build those towers. Right, and this is connected to Brittle Hollow. Not just because of the White Hole and the Black Hole, but because the Black Hole is the center of Brittle Hollow. And it's all... pieces are being shot out here. You know, everything, essentially. What's this? And my point being, because of that, is there a connection? Oh my god. Jeez. Space is stressful. Me in space is stressful. The Southern Observatory. Jeez, I already got this part. Okay, so... That confirms, though. That does confirm. Black Hole Forge is on Brittle Hollow. So that's... Because that's where they were making... Well, that's where a lot of the warps were coming from after they discovered the technology. Right, because what we found on the twins was the one where we not only did the little experiment where we can attach the different warps to that small testing room, but you know, to kind of demonstrate how it works, it proved that it works exactly as theorized. So it became less of a theory and more of a, oh, this is just how it works. Because when we shot our probe in there. And stranded in space. Oh. Weird, yeah. Okay. Fall into the black hole, definitely kind of threw my plan a little bit. But, sorry, to my point. We saw the example of the warp technology through black holes and white holes and how they had figured out objects arrive earlier than when they actually entered. And we actually see it. We threw our probe in there and we actively see that experiment happening. So for a brief period, two of our probes exist at the same time when they shouldn't. Theoretically, They should not. They should not exist at the same time. The Hanging City. A nomai city suspended beneath Brittle Hollow's northern glacier, the city is divided vertically into 4 districts. The Hanging City, then the Sunless City. Right, but where is it? Here, right, where it says warped objects arrive at the receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before they departed the Whitehole station. So I theorized that because it's connected to Brittle Hollow so much, there has to be a connection. Right, because the Black Hole Forge, we still haven't been. But right here, right? The Whitehole Station was used as a model for these towers. And then they made a model tower for Brittle Hollow. And Brittle Hollow, with the black hole, gets you to here. And this is the Brittle Hollow Tower. So this is Timber Hearth, Sun Station. These we haven't used yet, and I'm very curious. Because they each, shape-wise, that's the... Oh. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the Ember Twin. That's the Ember Twin. And so this is Ash Twin. So if we go here, this should warp us somewhere onto Ember Twin? So probably it's better just to go straight to Brittle Hollow if we do. Right now, it probably wouldn't hurt to use the warp, because, I mean, that's instant. But I think there's other things. There's other things. And so I do want to head this way still. Yeah, we've never actually tried to land on this yet. Hollow's Lantern. I feel like this is incredibly dangerous. I mean, of course it is. It's an entire molten moon. Say moon, I don't even... Can I even land in there? No? Alright. Our ship has a lot of wood on it, so I'm like very aware. No, oh my god. Oh wait, whoa. There's actually... Wait, there's actually ruins in there. What? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, what if I go quickly? Okay, it seems okay. Seems like it's okay. Ish. Oh, we're like floating now. Okay. Increased solar activity detected. Increased volcanic activity detected. Location is now inhospitable. Evacuation recommended. What, do they try to live on here? Timber Hearth projection stone. Friends in the Timber Hearth mines, the last type of ore you sent us survives the longest in direct heat. Can you send us more of the same for additional testing? We're attempting to improve its durability, and our forge has already burned through everything you sent. We'll deliver more ore to Hollow's lantern immediately. You must be fired up about crafting the Ash Twin Project's protective shell. My gratitude. I imagine we'll also have an updated estimate soon of how much ore is needed to seal off the Ash Twin Project. It would be more than we initially thought. It'll be significantly more. The smallest crack or opening in the protective shell would destroy everything. Yes, the idea of an encasement that's supernova-proof. However briefly, it's kindled my curiosity. My god. It's exactly that. They are trying to have it survive the end of the end of the end of the galaxy. Right? Like if whatever it is, if it's the Nomai memories being housed in there, which is essentially what, an idea to make them immortal in a way, maybe. I don't think, maybe that's not the focus, but the idea that we're going off the fact that the memory storages are in there. They're encased in the Ash Twin Project. They are now building the. We know that they encase the core with a virtually impenetrable design. Right, there are no entries or exits from this. It is perfect. And so now saying the phrase supernova proof means that this what was, we know that they went this way after the failure of the Sun Station. And so doing this is that they probably knew that the sun was going. And say the smallest crack or opening would destroy everything. That is very interesting. It's obviously a lot of what we've kind of already learned, but kind of just more of it. They're smart though, like bringing the ore from up there to basically put it in. I mean, you can't go to the sun, so this is the next best thing. Direct massive heat and see how long it lasts. That's how cool. That's very cool, because that's, I mean, we were there. We did that. That was one of the first things we did, actually. To be fair, I was pretty close. It was quite the parking job. I guess maybe I figured I could kind of tuck it in. It definitely probably would have been something I left out in space and went down manually. How cool though. Volcanic testing site. Ore samples from the Nomai mines in Timberhearth were sent to this volcano for durability testing. They're trying to craft a briefly supernova-proof shell to encase the Ash Twin Project. Even the smallest crack or opening would destroy everything. Which makes sense. Like, I mean, sun goes supernova. Gone. Done. Over. Right? Even a small crack, that amount of heat, force. Destroy the whole thing. Make it all for nothing. Damn, that was pretty cool. It's a cool little discovery, right? It's all every little piece matters, right? It all means something. We just don't know when it means something. Especially when you consider, right, with this entire game, you could go anywhere at any point for any reason. Right? One of the first planets you explore could very well be Brittle Hollow here. It could be the first place you go to. Right? And whatever you learn here, very different from what you learn in other places. Right? I think it's kind of a cool design that I've been thinking about. Is that you have essentially the ultimate freedom in exploration. And so you gotta ask, like, how do you write that? How do you write that as a plot without, like, one planet having so much more lore that you could find immediately, and then the other ones you find afterwards, and you're like, oh yeah, I already know all this, right? How do you do that? It's so well done. I mean, I think it's incredible. It's a testament. Feldspar spare jetpack fuel. Just don't schlep across the planet to the ship if you can't use my jetpack, so I'll leave this here. I checked with my little scout. I do too use it, Hornfells, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any. But who knows? If you're still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, whenever you're reading this, note, I'm sure you got bigger problems. That's funny. Hello, definitely. What a game. The Hanging City below. That's unfortunate. Okay, before do anything else. Right to our friends on Brittle Hollow. I just warped here from the Whitehall station on the other side of Brittle Hollow. Our design worked. So we created warp travel. I didn't hit the ship, right? Because we did read this before. And then you kind of want to poke around. What's up here? Oh. As there is with the phantom moon that sometimes greets in the night sky, your thoughts interest me. Your eyes, how do you imagine it disappears? Shift in the light spectrum? Too charged so it's a face. See, the interesting thing is I have such a theory this because we read these too. Right, should your playful moon? Is it much like its violent friend Hollow's lantern? This moon isn't volcanic. To my naked eye, sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow Lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. I compliment your how you imagine it disappears. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show its face. I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend Hollow's lantern? There it goes. Imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons. Then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis. There can exist too much lava. I strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. Okay, so that one we didn't reap before. That's why, like, we didn't come up this way. The other side we did. Ow. God dang it. Okay, we just need a chunk of the planet to fall off. Fall in? Collapse. He's right. This is the sturdiest part of the planet. Right we go. Oh. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oof. Fascinating. Slanum. I am here. After watching it wander the skies for so long, I am about to stand, for the first time, on the Quantum Moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole. I will make the remainder of my journey on foot. My god, they did it. We don't know why the Quantum Moon always welcomes its visitors at the South Pole. Just that this is true. As a child, I considered such unknowns sinister. Now, though, I understand they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. I am ready. The South Pole. That's so curious. So they were able to land on the Quantum Moon. Just specifically at its South Pole. Now does that mean, like, can we land on it on its South Pole? It says always greets at the South Pole. It's quite curious. Now, we've tried flying through it. I've tried observing it at the same time. I think I maybe got to do something a little bit trickier. Possibly. It always greets at the South Pole. Oh no, oh no. Oh, okay. How interesting. I was trying to see, like, where that would maybe head, right? Because I know coordinates, right? That's their whole thing. They don't have any other way to kind of target other than just coordinates. Okay, see, this is interesting. Gravity cannon, similar to the one, the Amber Twin. Huge cylindrical structure that generates a strong upward gravity field. I recall to know my shuttle from the quantum moon. That's right. And then Solinum's shuttle. I know my name's Sol landed her shuttle at the quantum moon's south pole and prepared to make the rest of the journey on foot. Visitors to the quantum moon always arrive at the south pole for reasons unknown to the Nomai. So it's not that we enter it on the south. It's where, no matter where we enter, we end up at the south. That's fascinating. Right, the Nomai on Brittle Hollow observed a phantom moon that would sometimes appear in the sky. The Nomai on Ember Twin observed a moon that would disappear when no one was watching it. A Nomai on Salinum landed a shuttle on the quantum moon. So it is, for all intents and purposes, totally possible for me to land on there. I just have to do it the right way. I need to do this the right way. Okay, so we need to take a minute to evaluate, because it's okay. So, because I'm really trying not to die, and it seems, even though I have a plan, I'm not winging it. I'm not just like trial and error. It's like, okay, the Hourglass Twins. Going to the Ash Twin, which has the tower that takes us to Brittle Hollow. That is the last tower that arises. It's the last one. They are all connected in like a line. That's the last one. So time-wise, we'd be waiting there the entire time for the tower to show up for us to then warp to Brittle Hollow. And so it'd be a lot of waiting around, and it would be a lot of just kind of sitting there. And that's fine that we could do that. It's not very... It feels like we could be using our time right now. And I mean, we have infinite time, so don't think I'm not trying to rush. There's no rushing. Just try to figure out, like, is it worth me sitting there waiting for the tower to show up to then warp back to Brittle Hollow? Or is it better to go to Brittle Hollow and poke around? Because I mean, we have not seen a lot of Brittle Hollow. There's still a lot there we haven't seen, and we were able to warp to just outside the Black Hole Forge directly, which is huge. That's a huge thing. That's massive. And so it makes me want to go to the Ash Twin Tower and warp over there. So I think that'd be a very good idea. And then obviously the Quantum Moon and the Nomai shuttle. Those. So from what I've basically deduced, especially on that last one, the right is to land. The right is to land. The left launches us, and the middle, I think, resets or calls us back to the gravity cannon, something like that. Right? Because they don't have autopilot or any real like navigation in a way. So this has been an experience. So I'm trying to not to do the thing that I do, which is try to do like 4 different things at the same time. Because we went to Hollow's Lantern, which is cool. We learned more. Learn more about that. Right, now we have more insight into the quantum moon. This is what I want to go back to. Now I wonder, can we get there without taking the warp? Right? Can we get there without needing to warp? Maybe. But also maybe not. Because I imagine the planet falls apart. Right? We find a crack, we go in, we can get there. Problem is the black hole will completely suck us in. And so it's not so much a race against time. In a way it is. In a way, every bit of this game is sort of, you're racing against time in a very small window. Right, because it's about like, oh, going to this planet, going to this other, like this planet falls apart over time. And with the Ash Twin and Ember Twin, things are revealed on the Ash Twin over time, but things are covered up on the Ember Twin over time. So it's all time management in very specific spots. Right, so there are moments where it's like, okay, we need to hurry up. You know, like things do need to be kind of done a little bit quicker. Holy. Is this the quantum tower? The trees are moving. The trees in this grove wander about freely. The entire plant, roots and all. This is not normal, even for this alien planet. And I've just seen them move. Is that even possible? If anyone else witnesses this disturbing behavior, I implore you to record your observations here. Now, these trees are aberrant, or my brain must be. Bloom is right, the trees do move. I confess I didn't notice until I read his notes. Alarmingly, it isn't only the trees. There's other matter in this area, such as the unusual shard of rock moving in the same eerie way. That rock is unusual for another reason, too. The fact it possesses color and texture I've never seen elsewhere on this planet. Hypothesis: rock shard's presence is significant. We should study it. Could it be what is causing other nearby objects to also move about this area? This is neat. Bloom and Felix that I've determined this atypical shard of rock is the reason objects in this grove are behaving in a quantum manner. The only other object we've observed displaying the quantum behavior is the wandering moon. I imagine the moon's behavior in this groves are related. In her note from earlier, Felix mentions this strange type of rock isn't found elsewhere on Brittle Hollow. What if it isn't originally from this planet? I mean, true, we haven't seen anywhere like it. Could these be the could they be moon rock? Like quantum moon rocks? Maybe. This quantum shard is from the wandering moon. God damn. Perhaps it's even a small piece of the moon itself. Son of a it was like literally a second later. That's so funny. A unique signal is coming from this shard. Curiously, our friend the Wandering Moon sounds the same. Tower shard. Right, can we see? Hmm. So weird. Quantum stuff. Also the same signal the shard produces calling out from Giant's Deep, Timber Hearth, and Hourglass Twins. Suppose there are other shards like this. Truly fascinating. I love this stuff. Beneath your feet lies the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you're prepared to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within will help you on your journey. Pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. Alright. Surface integrity, 79%. Oh. Oh, shit. So this tower can be ripped out of here, too. Oh, that's not good. Okay. Let's see. Entrance to the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. Southern Observatory. Ooh. Okay. Wait, what is this? Crossroads. Oh, shit. Be welcomed in this place. Above you stands the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you're making your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, ascend these stairs and obtain the last knowledge you need for your journey. The last of the knowledge. Hmm. It's not that simple. How? Hmm. Curious. Okay, so how could we do this? Okay, if I go right here. There doesn't seem to be any quantum rocks up there. Oh god, the whole place is falling apart. Oh, this is stressing me out. Okay. Okay. Okay, so there's nothing... What is the situation? Because I was thinking like, okay, maybe there's more quantum entanglement going on, but maybe not. Because we don't have enough to get up. We don't. I mean, we could floor it, right? With our jetpack, but we're not going to make it. And then this didn't really do anything, or doesn't. Oh God. Oh, I thought that was about to hit us. Hmm. I don't know. Which means there's probably nothing I can do right now. Because it doesn't seem that complicated, right? Either maybe there's some other place, maybe there's some other way we have to enter the tower, right? Because it's obviously broken. It's obviously broken. The idea originally when it was built, walk this whole pathway up into the tower, but you can't now. Just gotta be something else. It's gotta be something else. Whatever that is. I don't... Dang. Okay. Well... Is there anywhere else we can go? That's kind of cool how it does like the whole... Does a whole circle. Oh, got snatched into there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I need trees. Is that... It goes to there. It's gonna go... Shit. Well, I came here to check it out. I did. I just... Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not sure what else I could have, what else I could have done. That's what I get for... I was best to try to figure that out for way too long. Okay, so... There, we found the quantum tower. There's just no way to ascend it. There's no way to ascend it. Because even with walking... Well, I mean, we can't jetpack up enough. The thing's broken, so we need some way to float up there, get up there. Hmm. Okay, quantum signal. Nobody detected a quantum signal coming from somewhere on Timber Hearth. This tower located at Brittle Hollow's equator held useful knowledge of Nomai embarking on their first pilgrimage. It's Quantum Moon. Let's see, things in the grove did behave that way. And they noticed that they hypothesized. Right? Not only is the shard of the piece of the moon, which makes sense because it's a yeah. And emitting the same signal as the quantum moon is in a way, like thinking about it back then, it's like, oh, because they're a quantum energy, right? Not necessarily maybe they're the same object or were part of the same thing, but affected in the same way. But now it's like, oh wait, no, that makes total sense that they would be physically the same object, just broken apart somehow. But if they deduce that this is the reason why everything in the grove behaves that way, then there's an effect. Hmm. That's pretty far. Hmm. So wait, this whole time, this was this is what they were talking about. All right, we're good to know. Good to know. Great. You know what? It's all matter of time. Oh, just a light. Well, we just gotta get back to the ship now. I was like, oh, that's really nearby. What could that possibly be? And it's like, oh, it's the very first thing we saw. Very first quantum shard. But seemingly, maybe it's not the one that it's referring to. I'm just trying to think, like, okay, how, because I don't know. I feel like I've tried like four things, and I'm on to something. But they seem so very time sensitive. So it's like, okay, I could try to do the tower again, because I'm not exactly sure how to do the quantum tower on there, especially before the planet falls apart. But it's not like the planet's being destroyed. That's the thing. It's not being destroyed, so it's not like, oh, it's gone. It's just going to be floating out by the white hole. Wait a minute. Never mind. Never mind, Ash Twin. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Don't you dare put me into the sun. Hold on. So... I said it out loud and I'm like, wait a minute. So, because it's not destroyed. It's not destroyed. It is purely being moved. So what if the tower falls into the white hole? Could that theoretically happen? I mean, I don't see why not. Right? But that would... If that's the case... then... Oh... Okay. If this falls, right? Then, in theory, we would have it out in space. Which would then, if anything, it would negate the need for any of the quantum navigation. Because it'd be floating. Sorry, I tried to finish my thought. Because it'd be floating, so we would just float because it's in space. If it falls, I don't even know if this part of the land even falls, because this could completely ruin my entire theory. A heartbeat, but now we're just gonna stay here. We're gonna commit to this. This is what I'm checking out. This is what we're gonna do. It's either gonna work out or it's not. And then while I do understand, and we do understand a lot more about the quantum objects and how these work, I feel like I was pretty close to getting onto the moon. It's just about... it's understanding how to travel with quantum objects as well as... not witnessing them. Observing. That's the word. Not observing them is important. So we just gotta make sure. We gotta make sure to try that, because I shot the scout inside it. And it went through. I tried to do it in a way where you, like, shoot the scout. And then do, like another shot, so we can keep witnessing. Keep observing. I don't know why I keep using the word witnessing. But keep observing the moon, right? Because with that in mind, I mean, I imagine I'm pretty close. Based on what we know. I just think there's either one other factor I don't know, or I'm not correctly applying the information. It's going. Because we could see out there. Bunch of pieces. I mean, maybe... I gotta hope, right? I'm hoping. Otherwise, I'd have just waited around again for no reason. Which I'd feel bad, but mostly for you guys watching. Like, if I was just doing this on my own, I'd be sit over on the ash twin, waiting for the tower to come back, do that. Sitting here, but... And that's probably gonna be what happens. But I know it's not very exciting. Just kind of waiting. I'm betting a lot on this. So I'm really hoping the planet falls apart. Because based on what we know, it just makes sense. Because this would not be destroyed. If it was being, like, completely obliterated, you know, as the planet falls apart, totally, 100%, I would, you know, that's bad. We have to figure out a way to get in here fast. But since it's only being moved, right? Since it's only being moved, it's essentially just gonna be floating in space. Did the two activities that I decided to check out just take, like, the longest? God damn it. I worry that that's the case now. Because, like, oh, Asteroid, that's taking a while, so we'll go observe something else in the meantime. And we'll do a couple things. Yeah, the sun's gonna blow up before this plan works out. Man, if I could line them up, that'd be pretty cool. Because it's so close with these guys. Oh, wait. Maybe? No, we're not gonna get them all, but... Ah, one's moving away. I imagine, like, together, like, collectively, they make the entire song. Damn. Okay, well, I guess this was a bust. Never mind. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. Damn. The irony. It's like, I was like, oh, well, that's that, guys. And then, holy shit, it actually worked. That's crazy. But it's not that crazy because I mean, it just makes sense. Okay. It is really dark, so it's hard to see where... The tower has to be out here. No, the tower's like this massive piece. It should be so obvious to see. Okay. I feel like there it is. There it is. So if I'm not particularly crazy. Now I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is the way I thought about it. So there's these. We go up here. Oh. Okay, nice and easy. Oh, all right. If you're here to make your first pilgrimage to the quantum moon, you were almost prepared to set out on this deeply significant journey. Before you do, pause, remember your history. We make this journey not only for ourselves, but also to honor the members of our clan who came before us. Those who, after the crash that brought them to the star system, became stranded on Brittle Hollow and on Ember Twin, with no communication between these two groups of survivors. These Nomai looked upward from two different planets and saw the same wandering moon visiting their skies. It was this moon, the quantum moon, that kept their curiosity alive during this long period of hardship. After the two divided groups were able to reunite, it became our clan's united goal to find and visit the quantum moon. This took time, and many Nomai who dreamed of seeing the quantum moon died before we discovered how to make the journey. You reach the quantum moon, recall these Nomai, and carry their curiosity onward with you. Damn. Incredible. Welcome, Solanum. Your arrival here means you've completed your preparations on Giant's Deep and are ready to depart for the quantum moon. On your pilgrimage, the quantum moon will carry you, just as it carried me and many in our clan before me, to the moon's sixth and secret location. You'll be aided in your pilgrimage by the shrine of our clan built on the quantum moon. But remember this final rule. To explore the sixth location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. Well, that's interesting. Because we enter at the south pole. The shrine must be at the north pole. Which means the shrine is probably also quantumly affected. So we gotta watch out for that. Be curious on your journey. And that's why I like in the other place, this is the tracking the location of the moon. How awesome. Right, I don't see any... I don't particularly see any of these anywhere. I thought there may have been. Okay. Alright, let's go. Let's get out of here. Our fuel's hitting stressful levels. Okay. We just kind of cruise. So now we're ready. I think we're ready to give it a shot. Quantum moon again. That was great. Oh, man. Tower of Quantum Knowledge. That's cool. I mean, like, maybe there's a way to do it while it's still on the planet. But that's pretty cool. The Nomai built a shrine at the Quantum Moon to aid in the pilgrimage to its sixth location. Remember this final rule. To explore the sixth location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. The pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, a deeply significant journey for the Nomai. After the two groups of Nomai stranded on Ember Twin and Brittle Hollow were reunited, it became their united goal to find and visit the Quantum Moon. Okay, so this is very much at the end of the loop. So not the most soon thing to have done. That's okay. We have unlimited time. I was just making sure that the way that I'm approaching makes sense in my mind, based on the knowledge we have. And I mean, I formed a hypothesis that I executed an experiment. And I mean, it kind of worked. I mean, it didn't kind of work. I mean, we did it. We entered the Quantum Tower. Right? Quantum Shrine. Now we have to shrine in the Quantum Moon to aid in the pilgrimage to its sixth location. Sometimes this appears, possibly to an unknown sixth location. Many know I went on pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, carried them to a sixth secret location. In order to explore this, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. Okay. And so we gotta find... Now we gotta find. I need to execute a landing on the Quantum Moon. It's over there at Brittle Hollow. Not Brittle Hollow. Dark Bramble. Now it should be moved. It's not there anymore. Okay. Are you... Let's see, where are you? There you are. Holy shit. Oh my god, it worked. It worked. My god, the rearward camera shot. My god. Holy shit, we fucking did it. Oh. There's the shuttle we recalled. Oh, this is ominous. Well, this is kind of freaky. How cool. Oh, that's sad. Quantum moon. Okay, God, this is so, that's so awesome. It actually worked. So observing it, obviously, perfect. Worked perfectly. Fascinating. Okay, so now that we've done that, we gotta go back. We gotta go back, obviously. I was testing the boundary, and it seems when we land at the South Pole, it doesn't seem there's a way to get to the North Pole, but I was able to land on the surface of the quantum moon. I found a dead Nomai in a spacesuit near the South Pole. Oh, dodged. Okay. Okay, so we know what we're doing. Let's see, are you... Okay, you're gone there. Okay, you're over there now. That's really interesting. So then let's see, and now it's about figuring out... That's about figuring out how do we get to the North Pole. Because like we learned, and this does prove that, right? You always end up at the South Pole every single time. Every single time we end up there. So we gotta... There's gotta be some way on the moon itself, potentially, to navigate. Okay, we're going. We're going. Alright, coming in hot. Okay. Nice and easy. Oh, well, this is certainly different. No shit, there's bramble here too. Mm-mm. this is moving around. Okay, this can't possibly be. Anything. This has to be the North Pole. I knew it. I knew I knew it would show up eventually. Quantum. Just quantum. That's just so they made a shrine inside it. That also tracks where it goes. Recall the rule of quantum entanglement. You've recalled the rule of quantum imaging. Recall the rule of the 6th location. The 6th location can only be... can only be found while the shrine is on the north... the North Pole. Oh, wait. Gone. Okay, so we travel... Okay. To travel with an object, we must essentially be in darkness. Have no light, no sight, no visibility whatsoever. Oh my. Wasn't that interesting? So then would I... no longer witnessing? Observing? Still there. Okay. These are the rules we learned. Quantum entanglement, quantum imaging, and the rule of 6th location. We know these 3 things. Okay, so what? What is it? To travel with the objects, we must be basically in complete darkness, and we can and physically in contact with the quantum object, and we can move with it. Quantum imaging, as long as we observe the object, it won't move. But if we don't observe it, it goes away. Hmm. So we got the first one. We got the first trip part of this. Hmm. This is tricky, and I'm trying to. Oh, it's gonna be so it's gonna be so obvious. Yeah, you're part of the moon. Well, we're all surrounded by the moon. Okay. Because even so, you see that that's the rock inside the cave that we got through. And here, the quantum imaging, the tower we did on Giant's Deep. In the Rule 6 location, which we just learned. The tower in Brittle Hollow. What am I missing? What am I? It's got to be something. It's got to be something with like imaging, right? Because we traveled with it. If I make it go completely dark again, I imagine it's gonna travel again. Okay, based on what we have, I've closed the door, opened it, doesn't change anything. Turn the light off, doesn't change anything. And now we're somewhere else. That's so weird. This has a, this has a cyclone too. What? Nope. Damn it. Right, I'm not crazy, right? Like we all. I'm scared to leave this. It might come back. It's a singular tree. This is... Wow, it's near. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so if I... What if I can get it in there? Oh, a little too overshot. Oh yeah, there's just like one big one. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so it's interesting how it takes elements of the planet nearby. That's very cute. And there's a there's a geyser. Oh, this is weird. It like probably one of the coolest ways. And I know I'm going to eventually like actually step out and walk around. I'm sure if I did, the tower would probably come back, right? Because we're still on the moon. Yeah, because it's taking characteristics of wherever it's nearby, or whatever planet it's nearby. So then how does this work? That's the question. How does that work exactly? Brittle. Brittle Hollow. Oh shit, there's a dead Nomai out there. Oh shit. Wow, that doesn't sound great. Does that mean this too is brittle? This is fascinating. Wait a minute. That's the same Nomai. The ship, body, it's all moving. We get it over the twins? Do you not? It does not. It doesn't seem like it wants to go over there. I know it's kind of random, but almost. Damn. Okay, we have a heading. Ish. Kinda. Right? Like, something. Fuck. Yeah, that's it. Because we go to the sixth location, the secret one, which seems to be where the eye of the universe is. It's all connected. The only catch is, how do we get out of the tower on there? Or maybe we can't. Maybe we can't, right? Maybe the idea of confirming, or maybe the idea is you're just confirming that the secret sixth location is the eye of the universe. Right? Maybe there's not, maybe we can't do anything with it. Maybe it's just showing that because we learned, found the nomai coordinate. I found nomai coordinates marking the location of the eye of the universe. And now we know that the quantum moon's secret location, sixth secret location, seems to be wherever the eye of the universe is. Right, recall all of this. And now to go into that, right? Tower quantum trials, observing the quantum object, observing an image of a quantum object, these are the same. Quantum imaging. Right, we know this. We then learned in the quantum caves, right, that we can travel with one. Stand on the object, cease to observe surroundings, which is what we did. And then, secret of the sixth location. Right, shrine must be on the moon's north pole. Which we have traveled. We have physically traveled to. We just can't get out. And even by not observing, and this is what I mean, like, it's gonna click, it's gonna make so much sense, and I'm and there's no reason to force it. If I couldn't figure it out, it's either it's two things. One, it's likely I'm misunderstanding what I'm misunderstanding, or I don't know, or we don't know yet, or I misunderstand. There's the only two things that exist. And so based on the information we have, I employed those, and it didn't seem to get us out the door at the sixth location. The only thing I can think of is that there's another thing we gotta do, and perchance it's connected to this. I don't know. It's got me thinking. It's got me thinking. Right, because now I still want to go to the tower on Ash Twin. I still want to go to that tower because it's still going to get us over to Brittle Hollow, because that got us to a totally different part of Brittle Hollow. specifically right outside the Black Hole Forge. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out, and we're gonna do more. We're gonna do more poking around next episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I know this one was kind of crazy. It was very much. I had a plan. I had a plan going in. I was like, look, there's this tower on Ash Twin. We're gonna check that out, see what that's about. Check the warp there. We did. We just gotta go back. And to the time where that warp is available, it's very far into the loop. Which ended up being the same for the quantum tower on Brittle Hollow. So those two are further in, right? Maybe, and I don't want to go and like set timers and stuff, because I feel like that's like, oh, you know, it comes at like 17 minutes in, so let me set a timer so that I know, let me go fly over there really quickly. I could probably, that'd probably be a good idea, but I like kind of just exploring around and poking at the things that we know stuff about, right? Because that's what this is. That's what this entire episode was you're like, okay, we know this is a thing. Let's go look into this thing. Now, my execution might not have been, you know, flawless, but I think we learned a lot. And we got more things to learn. So, thank you again so much for watching. What did you think about this in the comments? More Outer Wilds soon. Thanks. See you then. Bye-bye.